92% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions. 43% before January is even over. So is it even worth it to have New Year's resolutions? Hi, I'm Mads, and I'm gonna show you step by step how you can actually rebrand your life in 2025 to see lasting change and not give up before January is even over, like literally 43% of people. I will be doing this alongside you. Welcome to our personal rebrand. Welcome to the video that's gonna change your life and also mine. The reason I'm posting this before New Year's is because we wanna get started before January. We wanna make sure that we have new habits, new routines, and everything else sorted before the new year even comes, so we're not scrambling to figure everything out on January 1st. That is where most people go wrong. So let's get started and plan the rest of 2024. What are you gonna do before January even begins? The first thing that you must start with is to organize your home. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is declutter and organize your home. Believe it or not, a cluttered home means a cluttered mind. If you work from home, I feel like you know this better than anyone else. Have you ever been working from your laptop and in your peripheral vision, you can literally see that there's a giant mess around you? And it's hard to focus when everything is so messy. A lot of people say that they thrive with chaos. I've even said that before, but the truth is that your brain has to work extra hard to focus on what you're doing rather than focusing on all of the clutter around you. And that's why it's so important to have a decluttered space. So over the next few weeks before the new year begins, I want you to go in your closet. What clothes do you want to take with you during this new journey? What clothes do not fit you? What clothes haven't fit you since you were 10 years old? What are we gonna do with those? We are going to take them to a shelter where someone can actually use them. We're gonna take them to a thrift store where someone can actually use them. Because at the end of the day, if you have all of these clothes in your closet, they haven't fit you for years, it's just a waste, and it's also taking up so much space. So why not just give it to someone who's gonna actually appreciate it and use it, especially if it's something that hasn't fit you since you were 15 years old. This goes along with the next thing that I'm gonna say: purge all of the things you don't need. So we're out of your closet, you've gotten rid of some clothes, you've organized your closet. Now go in your kitchen and do the exact same thing. Go in your office and do the same exact thing. And I don't want you to do all of this in one day. I want you to take your time. I want you to put a lot of intention into this. It shouldn't be an experience that's stressful. I want you to enjoy it. So listen to a motivational podcast. I've really been enjoying organizational podcasts where they teach you how to organize and how to optimize your home. I promise this tip is really gonna help you step into January 1st feeling clean. Have you ever just gotten rid of things and organized your home and you wake up the next morning and you feel so clean? You're gonna feel so fresh, so good, so clean, and so ready to actually take on the year. The next thing I want you to do is clear out that corner of your room or that corner of the kitchen where you have a big pile of junk. I feel like we all have it. For some people, it's a box that you just like stuff everything in, or you put all your bills there, you just put all of the things. And I want you to take a look at that box. Basically, I want you to tie up any loose ends that need to be tied up. You can go make any returns that you need to make, pay any bills that you forgot about, throw away old mail that's just been sitting around. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. It's gonna be so helpful. That's something that I really struggle with, so I am gonna be very much focusing on this before the end of the year. These are things that can really stack up over time and years from now feel so overwhelming to deal with. So take it slow and do what's comfortable to you, but I really recommend going through everything and just making sure that you have a clean, organized space. The next thing you're gonna do before January 1st is clear out your emails and clear out your camera roll. You don't even wanna know how many pictures I have in my camera roll. So many. Once Apple came out with a terabyte of storage, your girl was like, oh! And what have I done? I've almost used up the entire terabyte of storage. I thought that's impossible, but it's not. So you want to really go in there, clear out your emails, clear out all the things that freaking suck to clear out, the things you literally would like. There's so many things you'd rather do, and it freaking sucks. But like, do it before bed, do it while you're watching YouTube, do it while you're listening to a podcast, or maybe even on your hot girl walk, but you gotta do it at some point. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me and all your storage is gonna be gone, and it just sucks, because then you can't even use your phone. Okay, now once we're done with this, we can welcome a slightly newer, slightly more refreshed version of ourselves. And what we're gonna do with this slightly newer, slightly refreshed version of ourselves is we're gonna take a big look at 2024. What goals did we have for ourselves? I hope you wrote them down. I hope you had a vision board. If you didn't, we'll do that this year. But it is one of the best things that you can do before the New Year's starts. Just look at how much you accomplished. Did you end up going to the gym twice a week? Did you end up cooking more for yourself? Did you get a promotion at work? Take a look and celebrate yourself, because at the end of the day, one of the ways people get New Year's wrong is we're always just thinking, okay, what now, what now, what now, what now? What can I do next? What can I do next? How can I become this crazy, unrecognizable version of myself? But excuse me, this version of you, compared to you 10 years ago, you're probably unrecognizable already. So take a look and be like, dang, I don't even recognize myself. You know, like, I hope right now at the end of 2024, you're thinking, wow, I really put so much consistency and effort and so much intention into 2024. I feel like I can do it again in 2025. I hope you accomplished all of the goals that you wanted to. But at the end of the day, even if you didn't, just remember that the act of trying is the accomplishment. The act of being consistent is literally just as important as accomplishing that goal. So if you didn't accomplish everything you wanted, I hope you gave it your all. And if you didn't, I'm gonna keep talking so I can give you those steps so in 2025 you're able to give this year your all and beyond. Literally every year for the rest of your life. Here are some questions you should ask yourself while you're doing your 2024 audit. What was I consistent with? Something that's really been beneficial for me to figure out what I've been consistent with is that I have something coded on my Notion where I can look and see literally every single day which of my goals I was consistent with. So in my Notion, I put down that I wanted to cook for myself 3 times a week. And then each and every time I cook for myself, I would go into my Notion, I'd click the little checkbox, and I could see by the end of the year, okay, I reached this goal by 130%. So I cooked more than 3 times a week. Or I can go in there and be like, okay, I only hit this goal by 30%, so I wasn't very consistent. And I think that is something that really helped me this year because it felt like a game, and that was the first year that I've ever done something like that. So I really recommend grabbing a Notion template where you can do something like that, and I'll be sure to put some sort of video up here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but it was so helpful. Because at the end of the day, when you're asking yourself, okay, was I consistent? I mean, I think so, but you're not gonna remember 365 days, what you did, what you ate, where you went, you're not gonna remember. Another really cool way you can kind of track and see how consistent you were is to look at your phone. Like, let's say you had a certain step goal that you wanted to reach. Well, your phone will show you your average steps. So you can go in there and say, okay, my average steps for the entire year, it's like 10,000, it was 4,000, it was 3,000. So that's also a really good way to measure your goals. But if you see where I'm going with this, it's kind of hard to actually measure out and keep yourself accountable. So I really want to make sure that when you're creating your 2025 goals, you have systems in place so that by the end of the year, you can actually see if you were consistent. Does that make sense? I feel like that really helps because people are like, yeah, I went to the gym this year. But okay, like how many times, you know? I always like to see exactly what I'm doing. Maybe that's just a little crazy of me, but at the end of the day, I love to see all the hard work. Like, I went to the gym 200 times this year. Ooh, feels good. You know, you feel good. It feels rewarding. The next question you're gonna ask yourself, what do I need more help with? Let's say you had a goal to go to the gym once a week, every single week for 2024, and you did not do that. And you're like, oh my God, I literally have not gone to the gym at all this year. Okay, well, let's put that on the things you need to work on. It's completely okay to have things to work on. Actually, it can be quite exciting to work on things and grow and change and become unrecognizable. So I want you to have a list of things you need to work on, and the things that you are consistent with, I want you to stay consistent with those things going into 2025. Now that you have your list of things that you need a little bit more help with, ask yourself this question. How will I be consistent with this goal in 2025? Because at the end of the day, you can make the goal, you can write the goal out, but if you don't have a plan for what you're gonna do when things get hard, it's really easy to just close your eyes and forget about that goal and never look at it again. And that's why 92% of people, they don't do it. They don't do it. It's really sad, but I feel like when people make New Year's resolutions, they expect to change overnight. And unfortunately, you can't just wake up and have a completely different mindset and be a completely different person. So start to think of ways that you can reward yourself when you're consistent, and start to think of a plan on how you're gonna stay consistent. One of the ways that's really helped me stay consistent with my goals has been focusing on balance. I'm gonna tell you 2 of the ways that have helped me stay consistent with my goals. Number 1 is to focus on balance, and number 2 is to redefine your idea of consistency. Are you ready? Okay. When it comes to accomplishing your goals for 2025, you are going to want to make sure you have balanced goals. I don't want you to just have financial goals, and I don't want you to just have business goals or personal goals or weight loss goals. I want you to have goals in multiple categories. You want a finance goal, like let's say you want to have $10,000 in your savings by 2025. And I want you to have your personal goal. So like maybe you want to work on learning how to do makeup. Maybe you want to go to the gym 3 times a week. See where I'm going here? I want you to have goals in every single area of your life, because if you have goals in just one area, it gets so easy to neglect literally everything else. So I want you to go slow and steady and focus on multiple things at once, so that at the end of this year, you have lots of new habits implemented that will change your life, so that you're not going backwards and neglecting other parts of your life. Next step, redefining consistency. When people talk about consistency, or even when I used to talk about consistency, I would always say, okay, well, I want to do this every single day. Doing my skincare routine every single day. That's consistency. Going to the gym every single day. That's consistency. But what if at the end of the day, consistency is also the thing you do twice a week? Once a week, once a month, once every 6 months. Do you see where I'm going here? I think we need to stop thinking about consistency as something we do every single day. Because at the end of the day, let's say I go to the gym on average twice a week all year. That's consistency. So what if I didn't go every single day? So what if I missed 2, 3, 4, 5 days at the gym? I still went to the gym on a consistent basis. When you give yourself a goal to do something every single day, it can become an all or nothing mindset. So I want you to give yourself slow and steady goals. I want you to say, I'll do this once a week. And then after you do it for maybe 4 weeks, you start going twice a week. Do you see where I'm going? It's a slow and steady change rather than, hey, these are my New Year's resolutions. I'm changing overnight. I'm doing this new thing every single day for the rest of my life. This is who I am now. Like, it doesn't work. Our brains don't work like that. On average, it can take 18 to 254 days to create a habit, with about an average of 66 days to create that habit. So when you tell yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym every single day, and then you miss a day, and then you give up and say, wow, I completely failed. I'm never trying that again. This is way too hard. I cannot do it. You are becoming that 92% that has failed that goal. Having an all or nothing mindset is never gonna help you create lasting habits. I want you to look at consistency as doing something more than you used to do it. Because at the end of the day, if you never did something and then you started doing something, maybe twice a month, maybe once a week, you're creating a consistent routine. So when you miss that day at the gym, it's gonna suck. But at the end of the day, don't forget about all the other times that you were actually actively working towards this goal, because all of those times matter too. It takes time to create habits, so take it slowly. Give yourself grace and don't have an all or nothing mindset. There's nothing wrong with you. Habits are so hard to create. So you're gonna slip up. It's gonna happen, even if you're sitting there thinking, no, but I'm gonna become a new person in 2025. It's gonna happen. You're gonna slip up, but that's completely okay. You are human. You know, the thing that's gonna separate you from everyone else is that when you slip up, you're gonna keep on going. I haven't uploaded on YouTube in like 2 months. I wanted to do 1 video a week, but you know what? I am back. I could have said I screwed it up and never came back, but I'm back and I'm gonna try my best. The act of trying is just as important as the goal that you want to accomplish. All right, so what are you gonna do in January to start your personal rebrand? Well, the first step is to set your goals. Now that we know we need balanced goals, and now that we know what consistency should mean to us, let's start to set our goals. What I really want you to focus on is sticking to your routine and slowly adding more things into routine over the course of the next 12 months. I like to call it goal stacking. So instead of saying, okay, it's January 1st, now I go to the gym 3 times a week, now I cook my meals every single day of the week, now what else? Now I read a book once a week, and now I do this, and now I do this, and now I do this, and this, and this. We're gonna say, okay, for the month of January, I'm gonna focus on going to the gym 3 times a week. Or for the month of January, I'll focus on reading 2 books. You see where I'm going with this? You see where it's gonna get really fun? Now in February, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, and I'm cooking 4 meals for myself a week. We're goal stacking. We're slowly stacking on a new goal every single month, a new challenge for ourselves. But every time we have a new challenge, we're not leaving the old habit behind. So if I say I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week in January, by the time it's February, I'm not gonna stop going to the gym 3 times a week to start a new goal. We're stacking these goals on top of each other. Burnout is the #1 thing you want to avoid when you are doing this. So by goal stacking, we are avoiding burnout while also creating lifelong habits. I know the idea of 1 new challenge for yourself every month might sound kind of annoying and kind of insane because you want to change fast and you want to fix everything that you don't like about yourself fast. But at the end of the day, if you try to do it fast, it's probably never going to happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be a lifelong change. It's probably gonna be like a month-long change or maybe a 2-day long change. Don't do it that way. I promise you, don't do it that way. Try my way this year. Try my way this year, okay? Remember that it's gonna take time, but time is gonna pass anyway. Throughout the entirety of 2025, I want you to focus on being consistent. To make things consistent, you're gonna wanna make them fun. You're gonna wanna romanticize them a little bit. You're gonna want to reward yourself. Remember, slow and steady always wins the race. So by goal stacking and being consistent with each and every new goal you set for yourself, you're gonna slowly become unrecognizable. You're gonna look back at the end of 2024 and you're gonna look at the end of 2025 and you're gonna be like, whoa, I did so many new things. I accomplished so many goals and I learned new habits. By doing this, you're also learning discipline, and that is a very, 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 very important skill to have. Never underestimate the power of discipline and the power of just being strong enough to do these actions for yourself. It's one thing to think of a goal and to write a goal down, but it's another thing. It's another thing to get up and actually do the thing that you need to do to accomplish the goal. And that's what 99% of people don't do, but you're gonna do it. And I know you can, because you're gonna go slow and you're gonna be consistent and it's gonna be fun because you're gonna romanticize it and you're gonna reward yourself. I'm really excited that you're watching this because I feel like these steps are things that absolutely no one talks about, and they have made such a lasting impact on my life, and I'm very, very excited for you to try them out. During January, there's another thing that I want you to do, and it's just a little bit more fun. I also want you to make a Pinterest board for 2025. I want you to make a Pinterest board, and then you're gonna print out those pictures and you're going to make a vision board that actually hangs up somewhere. So I have one hanging up in my office. I also have another vision board on my computer lock screen, and then I have one on Pinterest as well. But the thing about Pinterest is that it's very easy to create your vision board for 2025 and then never look at it again. So put it somewhere where you can see it and actively remind yourself, oh, okay, I wanted to do that thing. Oh, I wanted to do that thing. All right, how can I work towards that thing? Rather than just opening up Pinterest every so often and being like, oh yeah, I did want to do that. Oops. Print out those goals, cut them, glue them onto a poster board, and boom, have them there right in front of you. Because something that's really going to help you accomplish these goals is by having them right in front of you. Have that version of yourself that you want to be, have her right in front of you 24/7. So every time you look at that board, you go, that is the person that I want to be. That is the person that I will be. That is going to change everything. Because when you are constantly reminded of the person you are working towards being, you are gonna get excited. It's really easy on January 1st to be very excited. You're probably gonna be excited on January 1st. You're excited for a new year, new goals, new opportunities. But by the time it's March or April, it's not even a new year anymore. These are not new goals. These are not new opportunities. The idea of a new year, a new you is so fresh and so beautiful. But by the time it's March, it's not a new anything. It's not an exciting anything. Now it's just the work. No one wants to do the work, especially when it's not fun. So have something to remind yourself of why the work is actually important. And you want to make sure that the work is important. If your goals for the new year are things that you literally could care less about, do not make them goals for the new year. Only put things that are important to you. Create these goals with intention. And by having a why and a reminder in your face, you are going to be able to accomplish your goals. Now, I don't want you to just have pictures on your vision board of someone working out or someone eating healthy, or someone with a really cool new wardrobe, or someone on the cover of Vogue. I want you to actually write these goals out as well. So get out a pen and a paper and write down your goals. What are your goals for 2025? Really write them out. This is my goal. This is my why. This is when I want it done by. This is how I'm gonna do it. Those are your 4 steps. That's what you wanna have every single time you write out a goal. For example, because I'm really thirsty, I want to drink 3 hydro flasks a day, all of 2025. Okay, so I want to drink 3 hydro flasks of water a day, every single day for 2025. All right, why? Well, you're writing this down. Because I want to have more energy, because I want to be healthier, because water is essential. Because being dehydrated is not going to help me accomplish any of my other goals. And for this one, there's not really a when. I guess you could keep track of it, and then at the end of 2025, see if you have done that, and then your how to be consistent. This is the most important part, honestly, because this is the hardest part for most people. How am I going to drink 3 hydro flasks of water a day? Well, it sounds simple, but at the end of the day, it's really not, because I barely even finish 1 a day, which is really bad, right? So how am I actually going to finish 3 a day? Well, let me actually ask myself for real, what would help me? It would help me to carry my hydro flask with me around. If I'm going to Target, I'm gonna bring my hydro flask with me. It's gonna be in the cup holder in my car. I'm not leaving it at home. Next, I'm gonna make sure that my hydro flask is always full, so when I go to reach for my water, it's not empty. Because when I reach for my hydro flask and it's empty, maybe I'm too lazy to get up and get water now. Maybe I'm just gonna sit here and be thirsty for another few hours. And then the last thing to help me stay consistent with drinking my water every single day is that I'm gonna make drinking water enjoyable. So maybe I'm gonna make myself tea more often. Maybe I'm gonna put ice in my water. You see where I'm going here? You really need to know, you really need to know thyself when you're coming up with goals. People create goals with the idea of, yes, I can do that thing. You can do that thing, but you have to know yourself enough to know, will I actually do this thing? How can I get myself to do this thing? What motivates me when nothing else can motivate me? Because I'll tell you, I had a goal of going to the gym 3 times a week, every single week of 2025, and I'm very happy to say that I think in my Notion, let me see, how many times did I go? I'm gonna tell you exactly how many times I went to the gym. 2024 goals. My goal was to go to the gym 3 times a week. I went to the gym 207 times so far as of December 15th, 2024, which means I have accomplished my goal by 132%. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that cool? Isn't that so cool that you can like have all the data in your computer? It's so fun. But yes, so I will tell you right now, the literal only way that I accomplished that goal is by making it fun. Because in 2023, I was like, okay, I'll go to the gym more often. And sure, maybe I went to the gym a few times, but I didn't have a schedule. I wasn't enjoying it. So this year I asked myself, what can I do to actually go to the gym 3 times a week, every single week? And what can I do to actually excel in that goal? How the heck did I get to 132%? I'll tell you. The secret was asking myself, how am I gonna be motivated and disciplined? The secret was by doing everything that I could to stay motivated and to enjoy that thing. So on the days where I'm not feeling motivated, I have enough discipline because it's still a good experience for me. I know I leave the gym feeling better. So even though I don't want to go to the gym, it's easier to be disciplined because I know that it's a fun, good experience. But let's just say you're not going to feel motivated every single time you work out. So pick a gym that you enjoy. Pick a gym that's close by to your home. Pick a gym that has a community that you love. Maybe pick a group workout class where you and a friend sign up and you guys are accountability partners. Or maybe make a friend at that gym and you guys can become accountability partners. So then when one day you're sitting at home and you're like, okay, I don't want to go, then you have all of these things drawing you to your goal. Oh, but it's going to be fun. Oh, but Sarah's coming. Oh, but I remember today's arm day at HIIT class and I really wanted to do that. Or I love whoever the coach is today. I'm going to go. That is what's really gotten me through that goal. I found an amazing HIIT studio that I absolutely love. I love every single coach that teaches. I made some friends there. It is so fun. It's only like 2 minutes away from my home. Like, it's so close. It's so easy. I don't have to drive 20 minutes to go to my gym class. You see where I'm going? You want to make it easier for yourself so that on your day, when you're not feeling like you want to do it, it still draws you in. It still draws you towards your goal. That is something that has absolutely changed the game for me. Now that you've done all of this, you have your goals, you've written them out, you've figured out the little brain tricks that you can trick yourself into doing something when you don't want to do it. I want to set you up for success over the rest of the year. Like I said before, it's really easy to do all of this stuff and never look at it again. Something that I like to do is to review with myself every quarter or every new season to see the things that I've accomplished and the things that I still need to work on. It's the same thing you're doing for the end of 2024, except rather than just doing it at the end of the year, you are going to consistently do this month by month, quarter by quarter, season by season, whatever works for you, so that you're actually staying on track. It's easy to say, here are my 2025 goals, I don't look at them again, and then at the end of 2025, I'm like, looking at them again, what did I accomplish? Oh, I forgot like half of them. It's so easy to do that. I've done that so many times. So this is what we want to do. Here are my 2025 goals. Boop. Okay, it's been a month. Here are my 2025 goals. Boop. It's been a month. Boop, boop, boop. And then you're looking and you're reviewing and you're looking at those goals. Maybe you have something in your Notion too, keeping you accountable. You want to consistently have those goals in your face the same way you want to consistently have that vision board in your face. I want you to go into your planner and go to February 1st or the start of quarter 2 or whatever you want to do. I want you to go to whatever specific day that is, and I want you to write review my 2025 goals so that you are constantly being reminded. See, I'm literally the queen of brain tricks. Like, I think that is the only way I survive in this world. Brain tricks. You just trick your brain. Like, how do I explain this? If you can't tell by now, I'm getting really excited because all of the things that I'm teaching you are tricks for your brain to get you to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do in the easiest way possible. So if you have trouble cooking your meals, Get cookbooks. Get a nice slow cooker. Create a Pinterest board with recipes and meals that you want to create. Do you see where I'm going with this? Make it easy for yourself. Don't just create a goal. Make it easy for yourself. Set alarms so you can remember the things that need to be done. Create a to-do list. Make it as easy as possible for your brain to do the things that it doesn't want to do. The people that are successful find ways to do hard things easily. At the end of the day, doing hard things will always be hard, but there will also always be ways to make hard things easy. So find all the ways that you can. Know thyself. Know what motivates you. Know what doesn't motivate you. And then when it comes to accomplishing your goals, I want you to make it as easy as possible for yourself and as rewarding as possible as well. Now that you've thought about how to do hard things easily and you've thought about ways to make it just a little bit easier to be disciplined, I want to make sure that you are keeping yourself accountable. So here are some ways that you can stay accountable, because at the end of the day, you are going to slip up. But what matters is that you get up and keep going anyways. So here's how you're gonna do that. The first step in staying accountable is to be honest with yourself. So let's say you have a goal to cook 3 meals a week every single week of 2025. And let's say by the end of January, you did not accomplish that goal at all. Maybe you cooked 3 times for the entirety of January. 2 different directions that you can go. You can look at this data and say, okay, maybe it's just not reasonable for me to cook at all. Maybe that was a stupid goal and I just don't have the time for it. Maybe my life is just too busy to cook. Maybe that's what your brain does first. Maybe your brain thinks of every single excuse in the book as to why you didn't accomplish that goal. Although all of the reasons your brain will come up with will be valid, instead of taking that and giving up, I want you to take all of that data and actually look into it and be honest with yourself. What is the actual reason that you didn't cook those 3 meals a week for the month of January? There's a personal thing that happened in my life this month. Okay, cool. Now we have our data. There will be many, many, many more personal things that happen in your life that stop you from cooking those 3 meals a month. So how are you gonna make that easier for yourself the next time that something happens? What I'm basically saying is take that data and create solutions. At the end of the day, if you don't accomplish that goal for the month, you don't throw that data away. Take that month and learn from it. You want to take that data that you now have and figure out how you can optimize February better, March better. This is not an overnight change. This is not an overnight shift where you become a different person. So take your data and think of new ways to optimize. Here's the best example I can think of off the top of my head. Since this January, I had a personal thing affect my life. I was not able to cook my 3 meals a week every single week for January. So during February, if I have another personal thing come up, I have decided that I am going to order a meal prep service. Or I decided that maybe 2 meals a week is better for me. It's not all or nothing. Another solution is to be honest with yourself. Did that personal thing in your life really stop you from making those 3 meals a week? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But be honest with yourself. Something that I catch myself doing when I'm trying to be honest with myself is almost having a fight with myself in my head. I'm like, but this thing really affected me. And it's like, okay, but could I have done it when, I was sitting on the couch? Could I have done it? Yes, I could have. And at the end of the day, it's just really important that you're able to tell yourself like, yes, I could have, but I didn't. And maybe next time I'll actually have the strength to do that thing that I didn't want to do. Okay, to be honest with yourself. It's actually very, very important to be honest with yourself, so therefore you're able to find the solutions that you need. Here are a few more ways to be accountable. Have an accountability buddy. Maybe join a Facebook group with people who have similar goals to you. Let's say you weren't able to cook those 3 meals a week, so now you're gonna go on Facebook and maybe you're gonna find a bunch of people who also love to cook. Maybe you're gonna learn from them. You're gonna see how they cook their 3 meals a week. You're gonna learn easier recipes so that the next time you have something personal happen, you can just throw something in the slow cooker. This is just another way to make your life easier. You wanna learn how to do hard things easily. This could also mean signing up for a cooking class where you're around a lot of people who can give you insight into how they accomplish the goal that you also want to accomplish. You can also have an accountability buddy, a gym buddy, or you can ask your partner to keep you accountable. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I would recommend asking your partner to keep you accountable. I think this can be helpful, but I also feel like it puts a little bit of pressure on that person to feel like they are in charge of motivating you to do better, which at the end of the day, you want your partner to motivate you, but you don't want them to be the sole reason that you are doing things. You want to do things for yourself as well. And it can be awkward for that person to be like, hey, you didn't go to the gym. Didn't you want to go to the gym? And it just can create a really weird dynamic. But I feel like sometimes that reminder from your partner being like, oh, I know that you said that this was very important to you. How's it going? Simple questions like that can just help remind you of your goal and your why. It's really nice to have an outside perspective or a buddy who goes with you to the gym so that you don't feel like you're in it alone. Achieving goals can feel very isolating, so sometimes it's really nice to tell other people around you what your goals are so they can also help keep you accountable. But if you're someone who's not motivated by that stuff, maybe don't tell people what your goals are. If you want to keep it more private, that's okay too. And that's really where being honest with yourself comes in. If you're more of a private person, I also recommend writing notes to your future self. This can also be very helpful, as you know that your future self wants you to do the work now so that they can enjoy life a little bit more in the future. I'm sure you're very thankful to your past self for getting you here. So make sure when you're writing those notes to your future self that it puts you in a headspace where you're like, in the future, I'm gonna feel so proud of myself if I do this thing today. It really just depends what motivates you. At the end of the day, motivation is not always gonna be there. Discipline is gonna be the thing that keeps you going. So do your best to keep yourself motivated, do your best to romanticize your life, and do your best to remember that at the end of the day, it's really discipline that is going to take you where you want to be. So figure out ways to do hard things easily, get yourself an accountability partner, goal stack, plan, create that vision board, and really, really take it slow. Because I promise you, if you take it slow, 365 days is still a long, long time. So when you take it slow, you're really able to focus and be intentional with your goals. By slowly integrating new goals that you have for yourself, new habits that you have for yourself, you will become unrecognizable by the end of 2025. By the end of 2025, you're gonna have all of these new brain tricks, new habits, new routines, just a completely new you with so many tools. You're gonna know yourself so much better. You're gonna know what keeps you disciplined. How do you stay motivated? What your why is. Like, you're just gonna know so much more about yourself. So by the time you're making those 2026 goals, you are gonna be in just a completely different space. So what we're doing for 2025 is really setting you up to achieve any goal you have for yourself for the rest of your life. These are the tools that you are literally gonna use forever. So get out there and figure out exactly who you wanna be. Take it slowly. You got this. I'm so freaking happy that you stumbled upon my page. I really, really hope that this helped you. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe or comment. I'd love to hear your goals for 2025. I'd love to hear what keeps you motivated. And I'd love to hear about the brain tricks that you've learned along the way, because I feel like we all have our own little things that help us. So comment that below, and hopefully it will help someone else who's trying to figure out how, they should stay motivated. So write down what helps you, and I really, 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 really am just so excited to hear all about your 2025. Oh my goodness. I will see you next week. Thank you guys for watching. Bye! She doesn't want me to film a video today. She does not.